All right. Thank you.
Just kept going up and down.
We'll pass around who all was here. I might have a pen. Anyone have a pen? I'm just gonna say, put your name down. Oh, maybe I have one in the bottom. Here, so you could just, yeah, that would be great. Yeah, just your name, so I know who's here. Okay, so what are y'all working on right now? Anyone want to give some examples?
Just got a hotel listing.
Nice.
So it is Fairfield by Marriott in Richmond, off of 59.
Okay.
Fairfield by Marriott in Richmond.
And it's a new listing for sale?
It's a new listing for sale. That one is 80-room hotel for 9.5 million.
Nice.
And then that's built 2020. And I got one in Lake Jackson. That's a town place suites by Marriott.
Nice.
Also, that's in Lake Jackson for 4.8.
So we could do some hotel work. Who else does hotels? Have you ever done a hotel or anything like that? Markets and submarkets.
I mean, I also got a shopping center in Beaumont.
Yep.
I mean, I have a gas station in Waco, but that's off market. He doesn't want to put on the market right now.
Nice.
We can look at it if you want. That's
yeah.
fine.
So one thing I'm trying to think of what I haven't shown you and what are y'all working on in commercial? Okay. Nice.
It's negotiable. And I have a house that is in a gentrified zone now.
Okay.
That it has commercial
Yeah.
areas.
Okay.
Business inside to back from.
Yep.
Where is it?
It's Howard Street, 8209 Howard Street, southeast.
Yeah. So we could do some comps. I think it's always good to know all the ways you can use sales comps. Yeah, you would love to see that too, because there's so many things you can do with it, and then just kind of best practices and workflow for when you have a new listing. If you're trying to convince someone of something, to find investors, there's a lot of things in the sales comp feature you can use. That would be good. Okay. Perfect. Medical or retail. Yeah, well, and it's also like, how can you be creative? Other things for sales comps that you would do, like I think consulting with your clients is really helpful. Like, if you did a deal last year and that you still want to make sure you're bringing value to their clients, so the next one they do, like, how can you maybe give them, hey, here's some comps in the area, so to fight taxes, like the tax is a big headache for some people. So if you can give them some insight into things like that, you would use sales comps like that. Perfect. Okay. And then we just released something new that I think could be helpful for any property type. So I'll go through that as well. But a lot of times you're trying to put together graphs or charts to share with your clients, and you want to like screenshot it. But now what we've done is each market and submarket and property type, we now have PowerPoint presentations. And so I think this could be helpful and show your clients, look how much work I put into what's happening in this submarket. And they would have no idea you just downloaded it from CoStar, which is always fun. I worked really hard on this. I put this together for you. Okay, so I'll start with that just because it's pretty simple to get to. I just want to make sure you know it's there. So if we click on markets, and remember, this can be for any property type, multifamily, student, retail, industrial, hospitality, you name it. We're doing that next. I just wanted to introduce, this is brand new that we released. So I wanted to show you so you know that it's there, and then we'll get into a deep dive of comps. So markets, and like you mentioned, 12-unit multifamily or, yeah, so what you would do is you could put in the address or the location for where your deal, do you know the address of that one?
Yeah.
North what?
Capital Land.
Uh, oh, there it is. So you can just type in the address and then you can change this to multifamily. Yep. I would probably do this section first and then put in the address 9211 North Green. Okay. It does. Did you see it? It cleared out my geography when I changed. So first do the property type and then the market. So submarkets.
So what do? Can you repeat because of what?
Yeah. So you click on markets tab. Okay. Then put in your property type and then click submarkets. And then it gives you all the submarkets and then you'll put in your address. And you noticed it populated. So I'll start from the very beginning. So if you're on the home page, click on the markets tab, multifamily, then submarkets, and then you put in your address. And it should populate. And now, and the reason you put in the address is so you know for sure you are choosing the right submarket for your client. And this would be something that you could send them, hey, did a little research on the area around your property. And it's just what's happening with sales or areas. This is, so since we're starting with the markets, we're only looking at market information, not property information.
Okay, so it looks like there is only that.
That's only because I typed in address. Yeah, good question though. I mean, that can be confusing when you're looking at others in the area. We're only typing in that address so we know exactly which submarket we're looking up. And then I'm going to minimize this. So you see this little report thing? Yep, the paper. Then we have a submarket report and a capital markets report.
What's the difference?
Good question. So submarket report is more about leasing trends, occupancy trends, sales trends. It's kind of this is what's going on overall in the submarket. Capital markets report is more focused on where's the money coming from for sales alone. So it's more focused on cap rates and private equity versus lending versus that. So it's more about the sales aspect of this neighborhood. Okay, and you can export both of those. Oh, that's cool. Carl's just doing notes, which is great. So that's a quick way to know just about the area in which you're doing deals. Yeah.
On the capital market, so is that basically money that's coming in or the transactions that are out right now?
Transactions that have happened.
Who's buying it?
Yep. Who's buying it? What are some of the top deals? What are the sales comps in the area and trends?
Or the big players?
The big players. Yep, exactly. And I'll pull that one. And it'll have your logo on it. And it's nice to send it to your client. Hey, just pulled this market report for around your property so you know what's going on. It can be helpful. So see, so it's like, here's his lake use, and you can do it any property type, any address, and it'll pull up that report. And so this is meant to be something really simple. And you see it would have your name, your logo, very nice. And it goes through key performance indicators, market cap, market sale price. So sometimes you're like, okay, be prepared. Most of the things in this area are selling at a 2% discount. So like this is on paper what you might have done. Hey, we might not get that, but good news is most things aren't selling for more than a 2% discount, 2 or 3% discount. So we should still get a pretty penny. But it also can help you like, hey, maybe we should up the price by 5% and then we can come down. So just different knowledge factors when you're going through. And you could do like, do you have your hotel?
Yes.
What's that? Uh-huh.
Okay, I put healthy fat, I mean, all properties.
No, you're supposed to be in markets. Remember up here? Markets.
You ready?
Yes.
1003, Texas, 332. There you go.
Perfect.
That's
There. And so it highlighted this one. It's like, here it is. So hotel, it's taking this whole section, which, yeah,
South
look at that.
submarket.
That is a huge submarket. But that's how, now we can get more granular with a different report, but these canned reports are about a submarket. So it's taking a more submarket approach. So I'll give you a way to do a custom analysis of it in just a second. But again, you can click this button, submarket report or capital markets report. And it's just showing this looks like the Texas South area. So that's what it's giving you. Okay. So now let's move over to sales. So this is going to be a deep dive into the sales tab. Okay. So, and we can take both of those examples as something. So if I wanted to do a report and find similar comps in the area, my first step would always be to put in the address. North Green River. And then what I would do is zoom out or maybe do a radius and just start drawing. But really, I'm just trying to get an area similar. So I might start with a 5-mile radius, which gives a lot. But then our goal is later to bring it in closer depending on how many deals we have. Now this is a 12-unit multifamily. So I'm going to put in multifamily, number of units. I'm going to say 5 to 25. Those are going to be the most relevant to a 12-unit. And you can see where this one is right here. And we only have 14 records in that area. Okay. So the key, I think, here is to find 4 good comps. It's very different from residential, where I'm like, if you have 4 good ones, you can really price things out. Okay, so then I would start to cull around. I might say, okay, what if we did the last 3 years? Would that make a difference? I also would use the trick. Does anyone remember the trick to get only ones with confirmed prices? Okay, remember under sales price, put a 1. Put a 1. And then click outside of it. And then you got to make sure to uncheck this box. So here's 5 to 25 units sold in the last 3 years. And these 5 have records.
Is it good to go back that far back, 3 years? You think?
That's what appraisers are doing.
Really?
Mhm.
They are. That's because because the difference in interest rates and everything, it's just so
It's-
drastic compared to.
It is very drastic.
That's why.
The only other option you have is to do less time, bigger area. So what do you think is making more of a difference, location or interest rates? But both sides of the coin, someone will fight. And that's your job to make your side the stronger point. So, and pull it both ways. Like I would save this, like save current search and put in the client. So we'll do North Green, 5-mile, last 3 years. Okay, save that one. Then you can do it a different way. Okay, well, what if we did it to 10 miles? Geez, that's just crazy.
That's like,
That's like Houston. But
Like-
people do that. This is what appraisers do. We'll do 10 miles. We're in the north side, and then we'll do the last 1 year. Let's see what this gives us. And look, there's only 7.
we'll do 2 and 3 mile radius, 2 years. That kind of narrows it down a bit.
but there's none in a 3 mile
Yeah,
radius.
that's what I would have to expand.
So look, if we did 4 miles, there's one.
One. That's why I have to expand.
So that's why with comps, this is very different from residential where you're doing. Okay, now the next thing I would do is if I wanted to keep this area, I'm only getting one record. Let's remove this price filter, and here's 3. Okay, so it's still a good working number. They're pretty similar. And then we can see this one is under contract. Then what I would do is layer in what's for sale. So through filters, I can come in here and you can see sold, under contract, and for sale. So now I'm doing a blend. This is going to be a blended rate. Now there's multiple ways to do sales comps. One's going to be how much are they making on the NOI? So using like an NOI functionality on your comparison. The other one is what are other things selling for? Okay. So this one, I have 6 records, fairly close. And then what I'm going to do is switch it to list view. And look at those. 4 of them have asking prices. So that's a good starting point. And we can see how many units and we can go through. So what I would do is export this into an Excel file. So I'm going to export this. And I'm going to go with multifamily predefined layout. Sale price, price comment, number of units. It's a good section. And then export. And then I'm going to try to fill in the blanks by either calling the owners or sellers or buyers. Hey, trying to price out a comp in the area. Can you give me a sold? Like you can build your own comps from this, but you have the quick list. So if I have this open, so here we have sale price, price comment, and then we have some more details on the right-hand side, hold term, asking price. So we have 3 with sales prices, 3 with asking, net income, price per unit. So there's some good stuff here. And then you can have this on the back end and say, okay, well, let's see what I can find for the ones that I don't have pricing for. So this one's a public record sale. Asking price was $290. And then you have this detail. Now you can reach out to your person and say, any way you can confirm this price for me. Now we're not calling to confirm an interview public records below 500,000. So it's just good to keep that on the back burner. We will interview them and try to get a confirmed price if you want us to on under 500,000. But that's a good thing to know just kind of on the back end. But what you're looking for is a unit. I would just divide 290 divided by 23, and that's their per unit. Because so depending on what you're doing, like hotels do it price per room, price per door, price per square foot is going to be retail, industrial, and office. But you see how much kind of work goes into it. And I'm like, how do people do this without a CoStar? They just kind of guess. Throw it against the wall, see what's available, and then do that. But you have so much more detail and you can come with a knowledgeable action on that. So I would go through each of them and work on filling out your spreadsheet and getting down to a true price per square foot. And that way you can share it with your client and say, you know, there's not too many confirmed rates. I worked really hard to make sure we get the right price point. This is what I'm seeing, because you're going to have to convince him, especially right now with interest rates, it's probably going to be lower than what they want in their mind right now. And sometimes they don't just believe it when you say it. So showing the data is a lot easier. Okay. The other thing you can do, and this would be something you could print out. So here we have for sale, under contract, and sales comps. We can also switch it to analytical view. Now this is like a custom report of that submarket report. Look at that. We need more records. when you see this, that means there's not a lot of detail. What? That's, I just went back 2 years and look, now we have data there. Yeah, go back more, make it bigger, change, make it bigger, go further back, add less filters, like you want data here. And so now we have cap rates, sold units, months to sell. This is a great stat that you can show your client, remember? You think you can in 3 months? Well, average time on market right now is 10 months. So give me the exclusive for 12 months and we'll get it sold. That way you're not giving up your business and you're setting expectations for the client. So here's, 14 different ones that sold, cap rate, price per unit right here. But look, it's only one that we're getting this detail from. It's pretty funny.
It's kind of skewed then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's when I would start putting in a sales price, making the area bigger, going back 3 years so that you have some data in here. Because look, we only have the price on one of them. The other thing that you can do is recreate this chart with your own data. I have a client that copy pasted this into his own Excel file. It copy pastes really well because it's just columns. And he said, okay, here's the price. Here's how many I was able to get. Here's the price. And you can print that out and make it look nice. Days on market, look for average, median. So this is where we're getting the months to sell. And then you can click this little paper icon and it will put your logo on it and have those details that you put in there. Yeah, there's just not a lot of detail on there.
But it's only one unit.
It's only one, yeah, that we have that information for. Okay, another thing, so let's try the hotel one now. The non-disclosure state. So MLS requires any broker who has MLS to give the pricing. We cannot require it. We do not require it. Commercial is very different. And because of taxes, a lot of people don't share that intel. So sellers make their brokers sign NDAs in the market. Now, we're pulling it from public record, but if you check most public record sales, it says sold for $10 and undisclosed amount. Everything was sold for $10. And so our comps team in Texas is actually the most tenured because it's more fun. Imagine being interviewing in a full disclosure state. Like, that's no fun. Like, what'd you sell for? 1.3. Okay, cool. Click. In Texas, they're like, come on, man. Like, give it. Like, I've heard some of the calls. They're like, you didn't sign an NDA. Like, what'd you sell it for? I heard you sold it for 4.3. Okay, it was about that. So they have a lot more fun. And so average tenure is like 10 years on those comps research teams. But with that being said, we are still only getting 30 to 40% because
It's a lot of money.
yeah, a lot of undisclosed. So
How could this
we
sound-
re-ask them, like we interview everyone right after it's been a year, so in the next year. So you'll notice we have more sales in year 2 and 3 than we do right after it happened, because then by that point, the guy's already sold the property, he's not paying taxes on it anymore, he's more willing to give us the price.
So how does the seller, like, there's always gonna be a title company involved most of the time.
Yeah.
Right? So how does the title also report to the city based on, because they have to submit property tax?
We're getting it, but still $10.
But how can the title company report it to the city?
It's non-disclosure. They don't have to report how much. They just have to report that a transaction took place. That money was exchanged. So that's why only $10. And look, I can show you. That's yes, but they still cannot disclose the price. Public record. So here's public record asking price. I was gonna see if we have, probably not on some of these.
Probably gonna tell
But we have the deeds for a lot of them. I want to show you a deed. This one we probably got the price. Oh no, see, not disclosed. So let's go look at this deed. This one's a good one. Oh, I don't think this one included. Looking through. But it is funny, it always says $10. I think it's gonna be the deed of trust. Why are they circling pronouns?
Well, they have in there he, she, and they, so you put it out.
Oh, got it. That's
I'm glad
fine.
they didn't circle everything.
I know.
Her-
All of the above. Yeah. I'll find one. Let's go down there and we'll find one. So let's do the other one. So yours was,
Right, 1,003. That's just 332.
highway. Yeah, there you go. So again, what are we doing? We're creating a radius or polygon. This is my little trick. I just draw a little circle and then I click in between it and type.
Because your screen can only go so far.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, I'll just add that. Oh, really? And
I stumbled on that.
I make it look very easy, and it's only because I've done it 1.5 million times this week. Yeah, because then you can edit it, you can move it in and out, just do a tiny circle. And I default my radius. See, default to drawing radius on a map, click that, and then it automatically just pops up where you're drawing the circle. You always zoom, like you know where you want to start it. It doesn't matter if it's off by like 0.5, but that's, and then remember, click in any blank area to refresh. So I usually click right here. That kind of refreshes my results. Okay, so then we go hospitality. And then this one is town suites. Is that? No, I was looking at classification. Is that mid-scale?
Mid-scale.
Okay. So none in this area. Sometimes I like to look, no sales of hospitality in the last. So then we got to go a lot bigger. Done. Look at that.
I mean, I couldn't even use comps when coming up with the price, we based it on the revenue of business.
Yeah.
So
I'm
we
like,
do 3.5 to 4.5 multiple. That's how we got it.
there, that's a good idea. Yeah. Oh, look, here's a
Based on
couple.
business,
Mm-hmm.
the gross revenue.
Yeah, the gross revenue of the business. So that's an NOI evaluation. You would see how much the price per room, how much they're making with an increase.
What the ADRs are.
ADR.
the RevPARs.
Mm-hmm. So, and that is something that you would typically do for multifamily and hospitality, but you probably, with retail, it depends on how like full it is, occupancy, cap rates. Yeah. Office is a little different and warehouse, like,
Like $50 a foot for a 23,000 square shopping center because it's only at 55% occupancy.
yep,
I mean, it's still at a 6 cap, so we're fully occupied, it's like a 15 cap.
geez,
It's great value add, but it needs work.
yeah, that's cool. I want to buy one of those someday. Like,
I have one of them.
Huh.
You understand?
Did you have the same year I did? But yeah, so this would be still in the same, and remember, you don't have to do radius. You can say, okay, well, what if I did polygon? So let's see, kind of go all along, leaving out the major markets. Don't want Galveston. Okay. Oh, double click the last one. No, still not crazy. Click delete on your.
There's not a lot of turnover on the people who own them.
Uh-huh.
They're making good money, so they're not.
Yep. Okay, now remember, whenever you click on one of these, so let's say we click on one of these, and then there's an analytics tab for every property.
How accurate is that? I've seen that.
The analytics app, very accurate.
Yeah.
So on hotels, we own STR, Smith Travel Research. 95% of hotels give their data weekly or monthly of branded hotels. Independent, it's about 72%. But 95% give daily and weekly activity, like what their RevPAR ADR. So you can't see an individual hotel's performance, but you can see it by the submarket. So very accurate. Price per room. Yep. That's fun.
We're at 58,000.
Yeah, there you go.
Right in line.
See? Yep. And I would go to that for anything of those. And any property, go like look up any address, go to the analytics tab and click to the submarket. So as a reminder, let's go, like if we were to open up properties, I'll do anyone have another address? No, you've already given me too much. I want some of the other. Oh, buyers, that's cool. But okay, so that is still if you're looking at something, shopping centers. So any shopping, so if we said, okay, I just want to see retail in a shopping center, okay, and we're say listing type for sale, we can see all the retail in a shopping center for sale. But let's say you find one, like here's one that's for sale, 4.6. To me, I'm like, if you have a listing, why would you use this as your picture?
It looks like it's.
8% cap rate.
Okay, so keep in mind, when you put in a cap, you're taking out everything where someone didn't give you a cap. Not everyone. Think how many people give us sales? Use the same for cap rates. So just keep that in mind. If you're putting in a cap, you might be limiting the results that you're getting.
And the issue with that is also, what if there's a 7.8?
To me, cap rate is so subjective. Because I mean, I was looking at an OM the other day and the owner leased out his own space just to show a higher occupancy and give a stronger cap. So I'm like, you signed a 1-year lease on your, yeah. And so that's why I'm like, to me, cap rates are subjective. If you change one price point, if you give storage in for free, if you start charging for parking, like cap rates can be changed overnight. So look at like the health of the property, how many actual tenants are in there. Like you can really read through some of the BS that people are shouting. Okay, 1 second. So let's say you're working with your buyer and let's say they're interested. Did you say put in? Oh, yeah. Yep, leave it open. But any property, you click on a property and click on the analytics tab. And this is what the step that a lot of people forget, switch it to submarket. And remember those cool little submarket and capital markets report? Same thing is right here. These are those reports. And now we have the commentary from our economist, but real fast, you're an expert on any property. So if you're telling your client, tell me more about this one, you can pull it up real fast and be like, oh, near Northwest Oaks is a great submarket. I mean, it has a vacancy rate of 3.5. Oh my God, you're an expert. Well, what's going on with construction in that area? There was a lot of construction in 2019, but it slowed down a little bit, especially this year. I mean, what about sales? What's price per square foot? It went up a lot in 22, like everything else, but right now it's dipping around 200. Look, $12 a square foot. Oh, there it is. That must have been a fluke because look, 225, 572. These are sales happening in there. But you get the idea, like anything your customer or client is asking, yeah, yeah, yep. Well, how does that compare against Houston? Funny you should ask. Houston's about 248 right now a square foot. Like think of all of those questions you can answer. Who are some of the big owners there? Whitestone owns a lot, International Site Centers, Trees for Houston. So these are your baseline. Vacancy, rent, construction. Well, what should I expect to pay in operating expenses there? This one's fun. Do y'all remember this one? I think I did it once, but it's hard, easy to forget. So if someone asks you, what do you think I would be paying in operating expenses in that area? So many times you're like, well, I don't know. You can come here, click on analytics, submarket, click on CMBS, and then you're going to scroll down to operating expenses. So insurance, we have past 5 full years and then entire full year. So think of historical and right now. Okay, so say insurance is about 177, real estate taxes are about 584 a square foot. Look at that. Look at taxes went up a lot in this area. Maintenance, yeah. And then you can come up here and you can see just total operating income, $22 a square foot on average. Net cash flow is $20 a square foot on average. But it's like, think how you would sound if your client asked you that and you're like, hold on, let me look it up real fast. Oh, it looks like, depending on all of it. And you can even click on it. This is what I have a few clients do. They click on it, makes it big. Then they do a quick chart. And then they just highlight this and drop it in an Excel file. Oh, it's probably, yeah, there you go. It looks weird. But here, 5 full years, prior full year, and then just do a quick add-on. And it can say your CAM's looking, your operating expense is about $18 a square foot. And it gets directionally to the right direction, you know? Mm-hmm. Yes, annual.
Good way to calculate triple net expenses.
Exactly. Then here, just do that. Sum of this. Oops, no, not that guy. Nope.
Free.
I know. That's free. Sum of this. And then equals this divided by 12. There you go. That's your monthly triple nets. What's that? Look, average 98 cents. Yeah. Isn't that neat? So operating expenses, you can do that for any submarket. If someone asks you how you know that information, it's probably good to know how we get it. So we're taking this submarket, this property type, and all of the CMBS loans and averaging it. So you can actually look up those exact properties. And we're taking the financial, do that, duplicate. So just to give, you don't have to know how to do this, but it's good to know where we're getting that from. So if I did properties near Northwest Oaks, you can just type in the submarket, retail submarket, property type, retail, filters, loan,
Sorry, I have
active. Yeah, no, thanks. So it's getting it from these properties, active loans in this submarket. And so all of these, we have the financial statements for. And you can say a lot of the properties we're pulling this from look just like your property. I probably went way too fast on that. But it's good to be able to look up active loans in that market, look up how you're pricing. Okay, who can give me a way that they'll use what they learned today? Or something that you'll remember? Submarkets.
Capital market, and that is.
Okay. Good. Okay, good.
Because we're actually, have a client buying a shopping center, we've been looking for 3 months now.
Good.
And we've been putting in offers, but his biggest concern was how can we figure out our triple net expenses using data? So.
Marcus said CMBS, there we go.
Down myself, property tax insurance, this,
Yeah.
the math myself, it's even more accurate.
So much faster, yeah. Good. Good, good. Anyone else? Anyone? Was it helpful? And remember, you can call me and say, Missy, how did you do that thing? Do you have 5 minutes? I have clients that do that. Please text or call if you have any questions. Yeah, 713-818-2601. 2601. 713-818. Save it in your phone. Text me, call me anytime you need. 2601, yeah. Yeah. Carl, anything from you? You've been kind of quiet. I don't even know if you could hear me the whole time.
I heard you. It's a lot of info, but I saved it, so we're good.
Oh, good. I know you'll have to send me that. But we will do a longer one December, the Thursday in December. I don't know. Carl has his notes app.
I'll share it to the group. It's anybody can see it.
Thank you.
That would be awesome. All right. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Sorry, I have to, my daughter's playing in the All-Stars game tonight for soccer. First, yeah. I know. They're so cute. Off of Westview at that Spring Branch behind Spring Branch Fields. It's pretty neat, pretty exciting. It's cool because there were like 20 teams and they take the top 2 girls from all the teams and separate them into 2 different teams and they play each other. So it should be a good game. They're always fun. Thank you. Grab a gift. Y'all want me to run downstairs and get the bottles, or is anyone walking out right now? Oh, good. So whoever can follow me to, bye, Carl. See you. Thank you.